Tonight we pray completely. Shelter us with love so sweetly. Tonight, please fight the dangers from our eyes. Please, God, protect me from sorrow. Ufros aleinu, sukat shlomecha, ushmor tzeitenu uvoeinu lechaim ulshalom. Tonight with prayers unspoken, no harm for those under the sun. Please keep me safe when I'm woken, when the night meets the morning sun. I'd like to know that your love is love protecting from above. So show me now, and I won't ask again. Please, God, protect me till tomorrow. Please, God, protect me till tomorrow. Ufros aleinu shlomecha. Lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat,
ובצהלה תוך אמוני ים סגולה בואי חלה בואי חלה
Be the light inside the darkness, be the hope, burning bright into the night, be the voice, for those who cannot raise it, be the one who leads the way through the world's darkest days, be the light. Be the light, be the light. When days feel long and all that's left inside you our darkest days, reach for the light to guide you. The miracle of change begins with sparks of light we find within that shine. If we come close together, we will see a people strong, a shared humanity. To transform darkness into light, to lead with love instead of might, we shine. We shine. Be the light. Be the light inside the darkness. Be the hope, burning bright into the night. Be the voice, for those who cannot raise it. Be the one who leads the way through the world's darkest day. Be the light. Be the light. Be the light.
מתוק ומנעים שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מתוק ומנעים שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מתוק ומנעים שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מתוק ומנעים שבת אחים גם יחד. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. Name matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Name matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad.
Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleikum.
Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleikum. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day.
How good it is,
How good it is,
how sweet it is,
how sweet it is to be together on this day. Name matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Name matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
It's good to see you on this Friday night. Thank you for joining us for our Temple Emanuel Friday night services. I'm Rabbi Adam Lutz. I'm joined by Cantor, not Lizzie Weiss, Cantor Sara Haas, who might be related just a little bit to Cantor Lizzie Weiss. So nice to have you here with us this evening. Gosh, I don't know if anyone else knows this, but Sara and I were in school together. So this is fun that we get to lead services here. I won't say how many years later, but it's nice to be here with you this evening. It's nice to be here with all of you this evening, and those of you who are joining us virtually as well on what has been a difficult Friday for the world and for our country specifically. And we feel that this evening. We feel a heaviness as we also bring in Shabbat, and we feel the joy of Shabbat as our tradition commands us. But on Shabbat, we feel, we are commanded really to feel all of our feelings. It's not just about being whole in the sense of being perfect, but it's about the sense of being whole in all of our feelings and everything that we are experiencing in the world. That is actually the purpose of Shabbat, is to give us space to gather and to be ourselves and to feel whatever it is that we're feeling this evening. And our tradition also commands us to feel joy on this evening as we move into Shabbat, and to feel the warmth of light and to see light in the world and to continue to have hope in the world, that is also a core and critical piece to what it means to be Jewish and to celebrate Shabbat. So to help us light the candles, kindle the candles, we invite Michelle and Sienna to come help us do that, to help us bring in the light of Shabbat.
Asher Kiddushanu b'mi Vetzivanu, Vetzivanu, lehadlik ner. Vetzivanu, Vetzivanu, lehadlik ner. Shel Shabbat.
And Shabbat Shalom. As I mentioned before, our tradition commands us on Shabbat that we are supposed to experience the world made whole, the world made shalom. That word, though, shalom, in Hebrew comes from the root shalem, which also forms the word shlemut, wholeness and peace. They go together, but it's not about perfection. The idea of wholeness, at least in our tradition, is that we feel the wholeness of ourselves. That tonight we might be feeling angry or frustrated, and we're supposed to feel joy as well. But that what we are supposed to feel on Shabbat is wholeness. And we spend the whole week at our jobs or at school or at camp, and we're distracted by the rest of the week. So in this moment of Kabbalat Shabbat, where we bring in Shabbat, we want to take a moment to reconnect with our whole beings. Whatever it is that we are feeling right now, that we want to create the space to feel that. So we take this moment of Chazarat HaShavua. We say, if it helps to review your week to get to this moment to connect to where you are right now, that review your week, sure. If what works for you is to close your eyes and connect with yourself and listen to your breath and feel your breath, we invite you to do that too. But when we're done with Chazarat HaShavua in just a minute or so, I hope that each one of you is able to really just connect with where you are right now, the wholeness of that, because that is where peace is derived from. So we take a moment to pause for Chazarat HaShavua. We continue with Lecha Dodi, which can be found on page 20. If you have your Sidurim, if you're here with us in person, they're under your chairs. We're going to do verses 1, 5, and 9, and when we get to verse 9, I'll invite you to rise as we welcome in the Shabbat bride. Lecha Dodi.
Ya la 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 la, B'nai Shabbat, B'nai Shabbat, Nikav Elai. Ya la 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 la, Lecha Dodi. Ya la 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 la, Likrat Hala. Ya la
bride in body or spirit, face the entrance as we welcome the Shabbat bride.
בואי ושלום, עטרת בלילה, גם בשמחה, תהונה, תוך אמונך, עם סגולה, בואי חלה.
We'll remain standing in body or spirit as we continue with our call to prayer, the Baruch Hu, which can be found on page 28. You may be seated. We spoke of peace and wholeness at the beginning of the service, and the Shema, the watchword of our faith, it is said, speaks of the oneness, the wholeness of the universe, of the God, the oneness that is God, that is the universe that we as Jews believe in. And the Shema is a reminder that we have to start by listening to really hear that oneness before we see it in the world. We have to start with our ears. So I invite you, if you feel comfortable, to close your eyes or cover your eyes with your hand as we sing Shema together.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
In a moment, we will turn to Mi Chamocha, our song of freedom, the freedom that we are reminded of as the Israelites cross the sea from slavery into freedom. And today, on a day where those freedoms have been limited, we are reminded to not take that for granted. that our freedoms in the world are based on our work in the world. This song, this prayer became a prayer, a marching prayer for our country and our community, fighting for our rights all the way back into the 50s and the 60s. So we are reminded of this today as we sing this prayer, as we chant this prayer, that our freedoms are not to be taken for granted, that we have to continue to do the work and to fight for them every single day so that we can cross that sea and feel that freedom and feel the joy of those freedoms continually in our lives. But that is our work. So as we sing this, we feel that aspirational joy that we want to get to. So we turn to page 40 as we sing Mi Chamocha.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nevar b'kodesh, Torah tehilot, Torah tehilot, Sefer. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nevar b'kodesh, Torah tehilot, Torah tehilot, Sefer. And the river is wide, and the river is deep, and the river is standing between you and me, and freedom, but we shall overcome one day. Try that with me, chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh, Torah tehilot, Torah tehilot, Sefer. And the river is here, and the river is there, and the river is standing between you and me, and freedom, we shall overcome one day. That's mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh, Torah tehilot, Torah tehilot, Sefer. Last time, mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh, Torah tehilot, Torah tehilot, Sefer. Sefer.
Despite all that is going on in the world, as we also mentioned at the beginning of the service, Shabbat, we are commanded to feel joy. We have to. We have to connect to that joy, to the hope in our lives. And Vishamru reminds us of that joy and of that hope. So we continue with Vishamru, page 44.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורות עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל השמיים ואת הארץ ותמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם וביום השביעי שבת וינפש שבת וינפש שבת וינפש ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
We know, today especially we know, there is much healing that we need in our world. There's going to be more of it in the days to come that we are going to need. So before we move to Misha Berach, which we will in just a moment, a poem by one of our colleagues that hopefully speaks to where we are right now in the world and where we'd like to go and how our tradition can connect to that.
God of our mothers, God and our mothers, we call on you now. God of Sara, who noticed and saw her when she was struggling with infertility, who aided her to have a child when she wanted it, be with us now. God of Rebecca, who gave strength and comfort during a difficult pregnancy, be with us now. God of Rachel, who suffered and suffered for a child and then died while giving birth, help us to not have to make that same choice. Be with us now. God of Dinah, do not abandon us when we have had our bodies stolen from us through violence and subjugation. Be with us now. God of Shifra and Pua, the midwives who served Israelite mothers despite any evil decree, give us the strength to fight back and continue supporting women. Be with us now. God of Yocheved, the mother of Moses, help us maintain the choice to bring children into the world only when we want to, only when we've decided that the world is right. Be with us now. God of Devorah, help us create systems of justice that serve us, that keep our desires and needs at the center. Be with us now. God of the daughters of Zelophehad, teach us the sacred power of partnership, of showing up together, of reminding us what we can do when we are united in a just cause. Be with us now. God of Hannah, who thought she only had worth because of her womb, teach us to see our value in our wholeness. Be with us now. God of our mothers, who saw and held their dreams, who sat with them as they were captive to the small-mindedness of their time, be with us now.
We offer a prayer of healing for those in need of healing, of body or mind or soul or spirit. If you're with us virtually, I invite you to write those names in chat. We will continue on page 253 with a prayer of healing. We'll sing the first verse together, and then I will invite our congregation to offer any names of healing that you'd like to offer in this moment, that they might come to a full and complete healing along with our country and our world. Misha Berach.
מקור הברכה
our source of strength, who blessed the ones before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. We continue now with the Amidah, the standing part of our service, also called tefillah, or our rabbis also called it avodah. The idea actually for this part of the service only came about after the temple was destroyed, when the rabbis had no other way to offer their sacrifices or to do their holy work in the world. That word avodah means work. So the rabbis, in their infinite genius, created prayer. This part of the service comes in replacement of those ancient sacrifices. But the point of it is about our holy work in the world. That it's the time of the service where we connect to that holy work that we need to do in the world, and so desperately that we need to do today in the world. So as we stand in body or spirit in just a moment, I invite you to think about what is that holy work that you want to do in the world. After Shabbat, we take Shabbat, we rest, we reconnect with the wholeness of ourselves, but then we do work. We do the holy work of God and of our people. So in a moment, we will turn to page 46. We will rise, we will sing the first 6 words together, and then I invite you to continue silently as you meditate on the holy work that you want to do in the world this coming week. So I invite you to please rise in body or spirit. We turn to page 46 as we sing Adonai Sefatai Tiftach.
Adonai Sefatai Tiftach. Adonai Sefatai Tiftach. Ufi Yadi Tehilatecha. Ufi Yadi Tehilatecha.
My daughter, Ruby, is now 2.5 years old. She is truly her own person, able to express her wants, needs, and is even developing an emotional resilience beyond her years. It is such a joy to watch her learn and ask questions and take in the whole world around her. Now, despite all of that, she sometimes has an I can't problem. For example, she has a toy that is supposed to teach her how to undo all sorts of buckles. She can undo one of the buckles, but after the one that she knows how to do, she will only just touch the others for half a second and then look up at me and say, "I can't, Abba, you do it." To which I respond, "Try again, sweetie." So she picks it up, gives it a tug, and we're back to, "I can't, Abba, you do it." At this point, I usually say something like, "Okay, I'd like you to try this 3 times before you say I can't." A suggestion that Ruby hears and then promptly walks away to go play with another toy. Now, I have to admit, when Ruby gets a case of the I can'ts, I really start to feel like a failure as a parent, because I know that unfortunately the world is hard, and resilience and persistence is necessary to be a successful human being. Of course, Ruby is 2.5, and her I can'ts are probably, I hope, just a symptom of her age. But what happens when an entire society gets a case of the I can'ts? In this week's Torah portion, we find the Israelites on the edge of the promised land for the first time. We read about the spies, one from each of the 12 tribes, who are sent into the land of Israel to determine whether it is inhabitable. And 10 of the 12 come back from their scouting mission with a case of the we can'ts. "We can't inhabit the land of Israel," they report to Moses. "The land is occupied by giants, and we are like grasshoppers to them." Like Ruby, the people of Israel are actually just about 2 years old, having only been free for the shortest period of time. So their hesitance makes some sense. Perhaps it is less that they don't trust God and more that they don't trust themselves. But unlike Ruby, who just complains to me, "I can't," and then tries again when I ask her, the spies don't listen to Moses. They are unswayed by Caleb and Joshua, the 2 spies who say we can. The spies are on a mission to get the rest of the people of Israel to say we can't. So they spread falsehoods and lies about the land of Israel until the cultural ethos is such that everyone believes that the promised land is a lie, and they prefer to go back to slavery in Egypt. The national case of the I can'ts causes the entire Israelite society to prefer slavery because they don't believe enough in themselves to be able to overcome the difficult road ahead of them. Their lack of resilience and grit results in their loss of hope in the future and faith in God, so much so that they would prefer Pharaoh's slave drivers. That is how powerful the I can'ts can become when an entire society doesn't want to fight through hardships. When we lose faith that we can overcome, we lose hope in the future. Perhaps this is why God forces the Israelites to wander the desert for another 38 years. We are told it is so that the generation of slavery can die off, but maybe it is also so that the people can prove to themselves that they can. They can survive the hardships of wandering for 40 years. They can endure pain and challenge and still go on, still have faith in each other and in God. And only when they have faith in themselves again are they ready to face the challenges of the promised land. It's quite a powerful statement about what it means to be Jewish if you think about it for just a moment. We may believe that the promised land is full of milk and honey, but we are also realistic that it is challenging and requires grit to live in. Freedom is a double-edged sword, one that we have to constantly battle to maintain. There are those who, like the 10 spies, are afraid of freedom and the resilience that it requires, so much so that they would prefer to be enslaved. This is the constant battle that Moses faces in the wilderness. So our tradition teaches that before we can even enter that land, we have to have faith in ourselves and believe that we as individuals and as a community can face hardships and overcome them together. And this is what I want for Ruby as well. We make no promises to her that her road in life will be easy. In all honesty, we haven't really said anything that even resembles that to her at this point, but we try to prepare her for that reality by teaching her to believe in herself and to have faith in others, especially when life is challenging. We acknowledge her struggles when we tell her, we are proud of you for trying. We pray that those words of encouragement will make her like Joshua and Caleb, who knew the road to the promised land but would be hard, but still said, we can. So may all of us here too try to embody Joshua and Caleb when we personally, nationally, and as a Jewish people face trying times. May we know that the road is hard, and failures along the way are inevitable. But may we also have enough faith in ourselves and in each other to keep going, because the promised land may also be full of difficulty, but it is also full of milk and honey. And God knows that that is better than just wandering through the desert. When we as a society can build that resilience, we can also together build our world full of peace, wholeness, and shalom together. Shabbat shalom. We pray on that wholeness. We think about that wholeness as we continue with Aleinu together, where we envision that world made whole again. So we invite you to rise in body or spirit. Turn to page 282 for Aleinu.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד, Ushemo, Ushemo, Ushemo Echad.
You may be seated. We take a moment to remember those in our lives who came before us, who helped bring the world a little closer to that wholeness. We take a moment of Kaddish, of memory, to remember those who have passed away in recent days, or that this is the anniversary, the yahrzeit of the death of a loved one. So I invite you, if you are joining us virtually, to write the names of those loved ones in chat, that you might bless our community with their memory. And if you are here with us in person, I will in a moment invite you to share the name of your loved one, that you might bless our community too, with their memory. So if you are here with us in person and you are in a period of mourning, whether it's the first 7 days, 30 days, or year, or this is the anniversary of the death of a loved one, I invite you to please share the name of your loved one as I walk around the room. To those names, we add Shirley Block, Valencia Williams, Muriel Krieger, Terry Collin, and the names on the screen. And of course, we, as our Jewish response to death, is we rise, we stand, we continue with our lives and with hope in the world. So I invite you to please rise with us in body or spirit and turn to page 294 as we together recite Kaddish Yatom. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbi. Bi'alma divrach yurtei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon v'yomechon, uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabba mevarach le'alam u'lalmei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekudesha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, Tush bechata v'nechemata, Dalmiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, V'echaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Osei shalom bimromav, Hu yasei shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. Zichronam livracha, may all of their memories be for an abiding blessing. You may be seated. Okay, well, I think we have some announcements. There are some things going on at the temple that we'd like to let you all know about. So if we could get the first one. Yep, there we go. We have our annual congregational meeting on Tuesday, June 28th at 6 p.m. It will be right here in the sanctuary and on Zoom. And if you want to get the Zoom link, how can you get the Zoom link? It will be emailed to the congregation. So we'd love for you to join us on the 28th at 6 for that. Tomorrow morning, you can join me with Cantor student Jenni Asher and Danny Raijman, who's an amazing guitar player. Actually, Jenni plays violin too. So we'd love to have you here in person here tomorrow morning or virtually. The music is really, really, really lovely. So that will be at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. And we also have our Welcome Back Billy Joel Shabbat and Gala on August 26th. We would love for you to join us for that. You can RSVP and register at tebh.org/Shabbat Gala. I would also like to wish a big mazal tov to Anike for winning both the Audience Award and the Grand Jury Prize for America's Family for, I'm assuming this is for the movie that she produced. Yeah? Great. Oh, great. Awesome. So we want to wish her a mazal tov. We also want to, you can come here tomorrow for this too. We are going to give Alura her Hebrew name. So we will do that tomorrow if you'd like to join us as we offer a Hebrew name, and bring her into the Jewish people. And a happy anniversary to Karen Rob Porper. 5 years? Yeah. Another mazel tov on the 40th anniversary for Sue and Barry Brucker. And does anyone here in person have something that you are celebrating today that we can help you celebrate? Could be anything. Got a new car, a new job.
I got a new job. I got a new job.
You got a new job. That's true. You're starting a new job in a week.
A week.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Cantor Haas is going to be at Leo Back Temple here in LA. We're very excited for her to have her here. Closer to home. You were in Long Beach, but now you're even closer, which is great to have you here. And it's also been so lovely to lead with you tonight. It's been such a pleasure. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Yeah. We're going to postpone it. Yeah. We're going to conclude with a song for peace. We'll say Shalom, that we all wish that this peace will come to us and to our world and to our country, hopefully quickly and speedily. I'll say Shalom.
Oh, say Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m.
Shabbat Shalom.